So Lacoste just released a stronger version of their 2011 release, Lacoste White. Is this going to be better than the original? Stay tuned to find out. So today's video is going to be another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time comes from the house of Lacoste. It is their latest release. We have Lacoste L12.12 Blanc Eau de Parfum. So Lacoste Blanc Eau de Parfum is a men's woody aromatic fragrance released in 2021. The nose behind this fragrance is Marie Salamagne and is an Eau de Parfum concentration. All right, let's check out this presentation. All right, so here's the box for Lacoste Blanc Eau de Parfum. As you can see, it sort of resembles the other boxes from the line. We do have a gray stripe that goes down here. We do have the signature gator here. It does say some information here at the bottom, size of the bottle. And on the back of the box, if you guys have never known what the L12.12 stands for, I will let you guys know what it means. So the L stands for Lacoste. The 1 is a code for the fabric they use for their polo shirts. The 2 is a code for the short sleeve version. And then we get to the next 12, which is the final polo version selected by Rene Lacoste. Let's check out the bottle. All right, so here's the bottle for Lacoste Blanc Eau de Parfum. Again, it does resemble the other bottles from the line. The only difference I can really see is we have a gray step of atomizer here that kind of, the collar here is exposed under the cap. We do have a different texture on here. It does resemble, I don't know if you guys can see that texture or not, but the texture does resemble like their polo shirts. So it has sort of that fabric sort of woven texture on here. We do have the same patented gator here, but other than that, not too much going on with this bottle. All right, so here are the notes for Lacoste Blanc Eau de Parfum. In the top, we have finger lime and shiso leaf. In the mid, we have eucalyptus, cardamom, and pine. And in the base, we round things off with balsam fir and cedar wood. Yeah, so I have quite a bit of experience with the house of Lacoste. I've tried, I think, every single one from the original line, all the different colored bottles. I want to say that the white was my favorite, and I'm assuming that the Blanc is just, they're using a different name for white, so this is going to be just an Eau de Parfum version of that fragrance, which was my favorite from the line, honestly. That fragrance has a lot more notes in it than this one, so I'm a little worried about that. Not really sure they're going to capture that same DNA, but I do remember really liking that fragrance. It's very fresh and citrusy, but it was very sexy and creamy at the same time, and sort of heavy. Like you could probably wear it maybe in maybe cooler months as well, if I can remember correctly. But yeah, just the performance was not very good with that fragrance. The smell was amazing. It's just one of the fragrances that you just keep in your collection because it smells so good, even though it doesn't perform the greatest. But yeah, I'm hoping that the Eau de Parfum version actually takes care of those issues, and I'm hoping it smells the same, just stronger. So let's give this fragrance a first impression. So clean hand, pop the cap, it's on there very good. Couple sprays, here we go. Okay. Definitely getting that lime note. The finger lime note's very, very strong, but I'm not getting that original DNA that I like so much from the white version. And again, guys, I'm assuming this is supposed to be just a stronger version of that white version. So if I'm wrong, you guys can correct me in the comments. I believe they just changed it from white to Blanc just to show that it's a Eau de Parfum version. But I could be wrong. But that finger lime is very, very strong in the opening. Definitely very green. Very fresh and green and citrusy. I recall the other fragrance being just a lot creamier. I believe that one had some grapefruit and maybe some mandarin in it. It just had a different sort of citrus feel. Right now, it's just very sharp, citrusy, and green. I'm definitely getting that shiso leaf. I don't know exactly what shiso leaf is, but it does smell like green leaves. So if that says anything. Yeah, a lot of the citrus notes, the leafy notes, the green notes, if you will. Not getting that pine yet. Not really getting that cardamom just yet. It's getting woodier, so that's the cedar wood for sure. I'm expecting this one to really turn, start taking a different direction after the top notes go. In the other fragrance, I was able to get pretty much the whole of the fragrance in the first, minute or so. I'm guessing this one's going to take a little bit of time to develop. But right now, definitely citrusy and green. Starting to get a little creamier, but not as much as the original. Honestly, right now, first impressions quickly, this one's kind of falling a little flat compared to the original. Again, guys, if I have two different fragrances here and this is supposed to be completely different than the original, then that's my bad. But I'm assuming that this is supposed to be a Eau de Parfum version of Lacoste White. Sort of getting, like I said, it's starting to get a little creamier, starting to change, starting to get a little bit of that cardamom, starting to get a little sexier. Those top notes are definitely going away, which they're not bad. I like them. It's just very, very citrusy, very, very green. Not quite getting that eucalyptus just yet, unless that's part of the green notes that I was getting, because it was a little watery, and I believe eucalyptus can have a little bit of like a watery sort of take. I also think eucalyptus is like kind of camphorous or minty, if you will, but I'm not really sure. I have to look back at that. But right now it's staying very, very fresh. That cardamom is making it sexier, so it's definitely changing that composition that I got in the opening. Yeah, not bad. The opening, again, fell sort of flat. It's starting to change some, so it's getting a little bit better. I'm not getting the DNA from the original, which is a shame. Again, they could completely change and go in that direction here after a few more minutes, but right now it's kind of doing its own thing. This isn't bad, don't get me wrong. It's just not what I was expecting. I was expecting to get more of that DNA from the original. The balsam fir is there because it has a little bit of that pininess. There's also pine in this, but it's not super piney just yet. Not sure when that's really going to come out. I do like pine in my fragrances, but I think they're, right now anyway, it seems like they're using it very small amounts in this composition. But it's there. Definitely, again, it's citrusy, green, and watery. Almost like if you guys have tried like bamboo in fragrances, it kind of has like that watery green smell to it, which is nice. And woody. A little bit of that eucalyptus in there, like I mentioned. That's really what I'm getting right now. Again, this isn't a bad fragrance, but right now I think I am leaning towards the original composition for this one. Because I was really just hoping they would stick with that and just make it stronger. I always say that in my videos when it comes to these parfum versions or intenses or extremes. Just give me the original composition, just make it stronger. But again, this isn't bad. This is going to smell nice on a hot day. This is going to smell really nice on a hot day. Just not what I was expecting. It's getting a little powdery and sweet, which I like because I think this fragrance needed something else. I think that powderiness that I'm getting is going to smell nice in the air. Not sure where the powderiness is coming from, but it's there. I'm getting something, but it's like powdery and green. Maybe the cardamom, I'm not really sure, but it's like going to be like a green, powdery sort of smell in the air, which I think is going to be really, really nice in the warm weather. But this is a nice fragrance. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not trying to bash on this one. It does smell really, really good. It's just very, very green. This should have been in a green bottle, honestly. That probably would have made more sense. And, we'll see where this fragrance goes. Hopefully it's warm out today. I haven't checked the temperature yet, so hopefully it's warm out today. And I'm wearing this fragrance today and over the next couple of days. Give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. All right, guys, I'm back with my update for L12.12 Blanc Eau de Parfum from the House of Lacoste. Yeah, so it's been the last couple of days with this fragrance, and I gotta say, I like this fragrance. It's not awful, but honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This does not remind me of the original white, the Lacoste White that came out in 2011. And I did do more research after I shot the first half of the video, and this is supposed to be a stronger version of the original. And this one really, honestly, to my nose anyway, just seems like it's kind of doing its own thing. Again, don't get me wrong, it smells nice. It's very citrusy and fresh and zesty and woody and uplifting. It'd be perfect in the summer. It has a little bit of powderiness, a little bit of sweetness in there like the original, but overall it's not the same composition, or at least that same DNA that I really liked in the original. And I did go in a couple of forums and everyone was asking, I guess no one was really reviewing this one yet, but everyone was asking, does it smell like the original? Does it smell like the original? It does not to my nose anyway. You guys can disagree with me in the comments, please. I love having discussions with you guys, but to my nose, this didn't smell like the original, so I was really disappointed with that. And maybe I'm missing something, right? But honestly, once I got past the opening notes or whatnot, when it settles down, it sort of reminded me more of like a Bleu de Chanel type of fragrance. Not saying it's blue or aquatic or anything like that. I just got more of that sort of DNA, that sort of just citrusy. There's no vetiver in this, I don't think, but like it just sort of has like that sort of plain citrus, sort of dry feeling. But you know, I wish that it smelled more like the original. Longevity for this fragrance was below average, especially for an eau de parfum. This one performed more like an eau de toilette, honestly. I got about 6 hours of longevity for this fragrance, and that's being generous. I was, you know, barely detecting it after the 5th hour, but I'm gonna go ahead and just say 6 hours. Now we'll be, you know, try to be fair enough and say that maybe I got olfactory fatigue, right? People say that, you know, they get that with the Ventus all the time. They can't smell it after a few hours. So maybe that was the case, but honestly, I'm not really sure if that's what happened with this fragrance. And, you know, I was really disappointed with the longevity. Projection for this fragrance, again, was below average, much like the longevity. Like I mentioned before, this fragrance does perform like an eau de toilette. So I was very disappointed with that, being this is an eau de parfum concentration. Yeah, just, you know, the first hour, hour and a half were the strongest with this fragrance. It got very close to the skin after that, and I would get small wafts here and there, but honestly, I really didn't detect it as much. So yeah, for an eau de parfum, this wasn't what I was expecting. Seasons for this fragrance, so if you guys haven't guessed already, it is going to be the warmer and hotter months of the year. So spring, summer, early fall are going to be your best times of year to wear this fragrance. I mean, especially with that the lack of performance with this fragrance, the heat is really going to help this one cook up on your skin and really help in that department. So definitely the warmer months of the year are perfect for this fragrance. Occasions for this fragrance, well, if you guys couldn't tell by either owning the previous fragrance or just looking at the bottle color, here it is nice and white, that it's probably best during the day. Nice and casual use, maybe just going to lunch with friends, out casually shopping, just something during the day, you know, maybe even hiking, right? So just, you know, casually out there outside, but I don't think it's strong enough for the evening events. I don't think it's going to be really covering those bases. You know, there is a little bit of cardamom in here, so it's a little sexy, but overall I think it's going to be a better composition for day wear and casual use. I think it is safe enough for work, but definitely not strong enough for the club. Ages for this fragrance, I'm going to say are 18 and up. I don't think that eucalyptus note is going to be strong enough to really affect the fragrance one way or the other. You know, when I saw eucalyptus, I automatically thought it was going to be sort of minty or mentholy kind of, but it didn't really take this fragrance in that direction. It really just stays citrusy and fresh and clean. I will say that maybe the younger guys wait for the price to go down in this fragrance. Maybe wait for this one to hit Marshalls or TJ Maxx before you pull the trigger on this one. Right now, I think this one is too much. We'll get to more on that in a minute, but I do think that 18 up would be a perfect age range for this fragrance. So overall, I do think this fragrance is appealing, right? It's not a bad fragrance. It does not smell bad, but this is supposed to be a takeoff of the original, you know, Lacoste White, right, from 2011. And this one, to my nose anyway, guys, please let me know in the comments if you guys think it smells like it. To me, it doesn't smell enough like it. I got hints here and there, a little bit of the original DNA, but overall, I felt like this was a completely different composition. Again, I think it sort of falls down the line of like Bleu de Chanel, right? I'm not saying it smells just like that. That one's very vetivery and earthy and a little dirty, but this one just sort of reminds me of those, or even the Dolce & Gabbana, the Sun. I think it was called Sun, that came out a couple of summers ago. Kind of reminds me a little bit of those, just something along those lines, right? Again, not a bad fragrance, right? It's very fresh. It's very clean. I think all ages can wear this fragrance. I think that you can, you know, it's safe to wear during the day, casual use at work. So there is a, you know, use for a fragrance like this. But to me personally, in my mind, I was going in thinking it was going to smell like the 2011 release, and I really, really loved that DNA. So I was very disappointed this wasn't just a stronger version of that. Again, guys, maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe you guys completely get that DNA, but I was very familiar with that DNA. I owned the bottle for a while, and I just to my nose, it doesn't smell like the original. So definitely disappointed in that factor. I think you should try this fragrance if you go to Macy's or Dillard's or wherever they carry this one. Try it, you know, try it. I don't think you should blind buy this fragrance. Try it before you buy it. See if maybe I'm wrong, right? Don't take my word for it. Go out there and try it yourself. See what your nose tells you and see if it does remind you of the original. If it does, and maybe you get better performance than I did on my skin, then pick it up. But right now, I can't say you guys should, you know, blind buy this one. I will say go out and try it if you can. I mean, all these malls have these bottles just laying out so you guys can try them fairly easily. Wait for this one to go down in price though. If you just have some money burning a hole in your pocket, you maybe go pick it up. But if not, and you're on a budget, just wait. Go try it and then wait for this one. This one probably be in Marshall's. Who knows? 6 months to a year. I don't know if this is a limited edition or not. But 6 months to a year, it'll be at the discounters. You can probably get it online for a lot cheaper too after a little bit less of waiting. But yeah, I mean, again, okay fragrance, performance wasn't there, and it didn't remind me of the original. So again, this one kind of falls in the line of other fragrances on the market, honestly. So definitely try this fragrance before you buy it. All right, guys, so now it's your turn. What are your thoughts on L12.12 Blanc Eau de Parfum from the house of Lacoste? Let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below. All right, thank you guys so much for watching the video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and fragrance-related content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find fragrance-related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.